Life happens. This is a term you probably have heard a number of people use, or you probably used yourself. But what exactly does the term life happen mean? And better still, when it comes to continuity and resilience planning and planning for your future, what exactly does life happens mean? And why is this something important that we need to spend some time talking about? This is what today's video is going to be about, so let's jump right into it. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. And here we talk about continuity, family resilience, and planning for those moments that life does not want us about. So, what exactly do we mean when we say life happens or life is thrown as a curveball? Because those are similar expressions to each other. What we're basically saying is, for our day to day, we can encounter events that we did not anticipate or we have not planned for. Think of instances or situations that you do not include in your daily planning. Nobody plans to have a flat tire, but we experience some of this from time to time. Now, the forecast may say it's raining, but sometimes it doesn't say how long the rain might last for. We also have instances of job loss or a natural disaster. While some of these might be anticipated, we oftentimes do not have the capability to estimate the outcome or the extent to which these things would happen. Now, while the expression life happens usually is used for instances that are totally beyond our control or things that we did not plan for, we still might have chances of managing the outcomes that we experience. And that is why it is important that we spend some time talking about this expression, life happens, and tie it in with planning for continuity and our future. So why is it important for us to talk about this expression or this phrase? Think about the last time you used the expression or the last time you heard someone use the expression life happens. Basically, what the person or you were saying is, oh, I wasn't prepared for this. I couldn't plan for this. Or I wasn't expecting this. You probably were describing that whatever that situation is or was, you were not prepared for it, or you could not have accommodated it happening ever or happening at the time that it did. Now, to tie it together, life happens, the expression, and continuity planning, the activity, I'd like to use a fuller description of the expression. I like to say it this way: life happens without a warning. Now, I did not coin that expression, but I like to use the full expression because it helps to get the meaning of exactly what we're saying. Life happens without a warning. Basically, we're saying things happen in life and they do not necessarily seek our permission before they happen. Now, these things do not check your schedule to see if it's convenient. These events do not check your life at that time to see if this is the best time to happen. It doesn't matter what your status is at that time. Life happens and you just have to deal with it. Now, I said before that some situations are totally out of our control, but we actually can still manage the outcomes that we experience. So again, use the example of a flat tire. You could not control a flat tire happening, but the outcome you can control by having a spare in your car. You ensure that even if you encounter a situation of having a flat tire, because you have a spare in your car, you can swap out the tires and get back on the road. Now, that's an easy example to touch on, but there are some that are heavier or even more challenging to think about. Consider an instance where someone got sick, and this is not just having a cold, but it's a sickness that's just lasted for a very long time. Affected the person's work or the family's income. It's affected a number of things. You could not have planned for being ill, but you could have made plans to ensure that even in the instances when you are ill, or in the instances where your family experiences a disaster, or even in the case of demise of a loved one, there could have been plans that were in place to ensure that the family is able to deal with it. And that is what continuity planning is about. Continuity planning is spending the time to put plans in place to ensure that no matter the undesirable life events that you experience, no matter the curveball that life throws you, no matter the situations that made you say, oh, life happens, you and your loved ones are able to continue with living your lives and you are able to bounce back. And that leads us to talking about resilience planning. When we talk about resilience planning and continuity planning, we are basically asking the question, if this happens, how would we fare? How would I fare? And how would I bear through it? Or how would my family members or my loved ones, how would we cope through the situation? Now, this might be you being with them and coping through the situation together, or you might be out of the picture and they are having to deal with it on their own. And this is not about being negative or pessimistic, nor is it a morbid discussion to have. In fact, it's not even overthinking. It's just being prepared and planning ahead, because that's what making plans does. It helps us to think through situations. Continuity and resilience planning usually involves a number of activities and different things to do. And this can range from, if you have minors, talking about guardianship and who would take care of your children if you and your spouse are no longer in the picture. Things like beneficiaries for your account, or having the right documents in place. So if you are not in the picture anymore, then your loved ones can carry on with the information that they need. Things like estate planning and having a will or a trust, or even emergency preparedness, because we know disasters happen. But when disasters happen, what do we do, and how do we ensure that even after these things, we are able to carry on with our lives? Because life does go on. So let's think of this. Let's think of it as resilience planning is more of recovery. It's you are thinking of how to recover even before these events have happened. Continuity planning helps you to put plans in place so that even when undesirable life events happen, you and your loved ones are still able to carry on with living your lives. So we've talked about the expression life happens, and we've also gone over what continuity and resilience planning is. Now let's bring it all together. Resilience planning helps you to think about recovery. So before the event even happens, you're thinking, how do we recover? How do we bounce back? How do we ensure that it's easy for us to carry on? Continuity planning also helps to ensure that you are putting the right plans in place so that when life happens, because it's not a matter of if life will happen, it's a question of when would life happen? When would life throw us a curveball? So that when life does happen, we would have the resources and everything that we need to continue with the life that we have. So basically, you are thinking of bouncing back. You are thinking of reducing the overwhelm and the chaos and the stress that we encounter when life does happen. We are reducing the confusion that we experience because we don't know what to do, or we don't know where to find things that we need, or we do not have the information that is important for us to make the moves and to carry on. So if planning ahead can actually save us stress, confusion, overwhelm, and all the things that unexpected events bring our way, why then do we not make plans? Why do we shy away from taking the time to put plans in place? Well, it's basically one of these three things. Probably saying, I'll get to it later, so we're procrastinating. Or we are just overly confident that nothing's going to happen. Now, I don't know where that comes from, but we just have this feeling that all is well, we're untouchable, or we are thinking, oh, it is just too much. It's too much negativity about this topic, or this is just being pessimistic. I'm not that kind of person. Positive vibes only. I don't want to do low energy things. Well, if you want it or not, there'll be gray days, there'll be low energy days, and these are things that we need to prepare for. So, what's going to be your takeaway from this video? It's simple. Instead of saying life happens without a warning, you're going to say life happens, but I'll be ready. And it means you're going to take the opportunity to make plans. You're going to take the opportunities to protect your property and the things that you have. You are going to put in place plans that ensure continuity for yourself and for your loved ones. So you're probably wondering, what do I do? How do I get started with continuity planning? Where do I go from here? I've got your back. I'm not going to leave you hanging. In the description section, there's information about my website. On there, there's a resources page, and it has free resources that you can use to get started, like checklists and other materials. If you also wish to work with me or join a group session, there is also information about that on my website, www.unstrand.co. Now, if you've liked this video and if you can connect with what's been shared here, and if it makes sense to you, it would be nice for you to like this video. It would be like to subscribe to my channel. Most importantly, share it within your friends and your family members. Share it in your community so people can know what to do, because life is going to happen. So instead of waiting and folding our hands and, oh, life happens, instead we can say life happens, but I'll be ready. Till the next time we meet, I'm Kemi, and this is Continuity and Resilience Planning.